Prepare the road for the car. Draw a gray line in the last row. Hold the preview button to see the expected colors.
Hello, I'm your Coding Grid AI assistant. How can I help you?
Give me some initial hints.
Certainly, let me provide you with some initial hints to guide you through the exercise. 1. Starting position. When your program starts, the cursor is at the top left corner of the grid, row 0, column 0. 2. Moving vertically. Since you need to draw a line in the last row, consider how to use the down statement effectively to move from your starting position to the very bottom of the grid. 3. Resetting column position. When you reach the last row, you'll want to ensure the cursor is at the first column of that row to start drawing the line from the leftmost cell. 4. Selecting the correct color. The color statement is used to change the current cell's color. You need to set it to gray. 5. Drawing the line. You need to set each cell's color to gray across the last row. Think about what type of loop you can use to iterate over all cells in this row. 6. Using predefined variables. Max row points to the index of the last row, and max column points to the index of the last column. These are important because using them makes your program adaptable to grids of different sizes without changing the program. That should give you a good starting point for this task. Don't worry about getting it perfect on the first try. Learning to code is an iterative process where refining your solutions is a key part of learning. Try to write some code based on these hints and see how it goes.
I can't do it alone. Can you give me the program?
Absolutely, I can provide you with the program to solve this exercise. Here's how you can draw a gray line in the last row of the grid. Move the cursor to the first column of the last row. Loop through each cell in the last row. Set the current cell's color to gray. Move to the next cell to the right if it's not the last cell. This program first moves the cursor to the first column, column 0 of the last row, max row, by using the jump max row 0 statement. Then it enters a loop that iterates through each column of the last row, setting the cell color to gray using the color gray statement. After coloring each cell, it checks if it's not the last cell using the condition column max column before moving the cursor to the right with the right 1 statement. It continues this way until all cells in the last row are gray.
What should be changed in my program so the road will be blue instead of gray?
To change the color of the road from gray to blue, you simply need to modify the color statement in your loop to use the color blue instead of gray. Here's the modified part of your program. With this change, your program will draw a blue line in the last row instead of a gray one.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions or need further assistance as you continue learning to code, feel free to ask. Happy coding!